So you're finally in that position to buy the dream FJ Cruiser, but you've got a couple of young kids with car seats and you're wondering, are the car seats going to fit in the back seat? In today's video, I'm going to try to answer that question for both an infant car seat as well as a booster car seat in the forward and rear facing positions. Now, I'll start off with a baseline. I'm 5 foot 10 inches, and this is the position that I'd want to be in for driving the vehicle. Very comfortable here. Obviously, this part of the test is going to be very specific to each individual, depending on how tall you are, how far you like to be from the steering wheel, and then of course your specific car seat. And on the passenger side, this is where I'd want to be seated. Again, plenty of legroom, 5 foot 10 inches. It's going to vary depending on how tall you are or how tall your passenger is. So first off, with the infant car seat, this is a Recaro car seat, and you'll see it does not really fit well here on the driver's side. You can see in order to even get the seat to fit, it's resting on the upper part of the seat here. We've got a gap down below. And so this definitely doesn't work on the driver's side without moving that seat forward. I'll give you a quick look at what that would look like if I were to slide it forward. So with the infant car seat positioned correctly, you can see it's really crowded up here in the front seat. My knees are jammed up against the dashboard and I can't even move my right foot to get it on the gas or brake pedal. So it definitely wouldn't work for me. Maybe there's a really slim chance if you're super tiny that this would work, but I'd say in most cases, probably not. On the passenger side here, you can see we've got the same situation. The car seat is up on the seat. We've got the gap down below. So we'll give you a quick look at what the passenger side would look like if you reposition that correctly. With the infant seat positioned correctly now, you can see once again, it's pretty crowded up here in the front. My knees are up against the dashboard again. I suppose for really short trips, it'd be tolerable, but definitely not ideal. And for a longer trip, you're definitely not going to be comfortable in this position. I'd recommend against having an infant car seat if you're going to have a passenger in this seat. Fortunately, when I go out with my whole family, we usually take a different vehicle, but I can still take the FJ if my wife isn't with me and this seat's not in use, and I just put the infant car seat right behind this seat. The one other thing to point out about the infant car seat is that even when my wife isn't with me, you can still see how hard it would be to get an infant into this seat because of the suicide door here. You don't really have a large gap, so you do need to get this bar here out of the way. But then to take a baby and lift it over into this position and then to get around and buckle up the straps is definitely a challenge. So that's another downside with the infant car seat when it comes to the FJ. All right, so with the driver's seat position back where I'd want it for driving, we've got the booster seat in the rear facing position and you can see that it fits just fine. We've got plenty of clearance here. The problem though is if you actually need to get a child into the car seat, just like with the infant car seat, we've got a really tiny gap right here to get a child through. So that's not gonna work from this side. Maybe you could get the child through the middle here, or if you're only using the car seat on one side, it potentially would work here, but you're not getting a child in from the driver's side here. Now, unfortunately, it's not all bad news. The infant car seat doesn't work all that well. The rear-facing booster seat doesn't work all that well, but you can see forward-facing, we're in a good place. I've got the driver's seat positioned where I'd want it for driving. We've got that positioned correctly, and we've got plenty of legroom here for the kiddo, and it's also easy to get them into the seat. Not surprisingly, the booster seat's no different here on the passenger side. Obviously, it fits just fine, but getting the kid into the seat is going to be a real challenge. And forward facing, we're just fine as well. Plenty of room for that front passenger and plenty of room for the kid in the back. One other quick detail that I do want to point out is that we do have built-in anchors here on the passenger side as well as on the driver's side. And then if we walk around to the back, likewise, we've got the built-in anchors on the seat backs. So there you go, that's a look at car seat fitment on the FJ Cruiser. As you can see with the infant car seat, it's not gonna work real well on the driver's side. Passenger side will work when the passenger seat is not in use. Rear facing booster seat's gonna be problematic on both sides in terms of getting the kid into the seat, but it will fit otherwise. And then front facing, you're probably gonna have no issues. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the section below. And for more FJ Cruiser videos, be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.